Okay, we are
Oh
live
my god, this
already.
camera
I'm waiting for Anna to
is showing
join.
all my face. It is not pretty.
Hi,
Hi.
Hannah. How are you?
Oh, today I had an incredible. I
Uh,
had a meeting with a company of education, and we are trying to get robotics education to public schools in my city, and it's gonna be amazing. I know there's gonna be something that's gonna change my city, so I'm really happy for it.
I love that. I love that because this is a new year and the energy is pumped. You get everybody is trying to, we are out there trying to do something amazing and love the energy. And that's why I feel like what we're doing today, the conversation we're going to be having is very, very important. It is timely, it is relevant considering this is 2022 and the world is going digitalized, the world is going tech oriented, everything now for it to be successful has to have an element of technology, which is really, really amazing because it just shows advancement in humanity and all. So welcome everybody. Okay, so we have more people joining. This is awesome. Thank you so much for joining. All right, let's wait for more people to join. I am seeing some of the Chegg Changemakers. Shout out to everyone. Thank you so much for joining this live video. We're seeing more people. Oh, wonderful. So, Anna, can you hear me very well? Is my good?
Yes.
I'm trying to.
But
Awesome. So, what we're doing today, awesome. So, our conversation today is based around technology, things you should know, especially as a young adult who is trying to venture into this space, which is very important. So, and I am super, super excited to have you because you are a tech person. Even though I am studying law and I'm venturing into the tech law space, there's a new variation of law that is tech oriented that is coming up right now with startups, with entrepreneurship, which I believe is the future. So it's really, really nice. And we're both young people. So to share ideas on, how more young people can get into this space, how they can, cement themselves, how they can find their footing. But before we, go into the big conversation, Hannah, please introduce yourself, what you do, so that the viewers can, have an idea of the amazing person that you are. So go.
hey everybody, nice to meet you. I'm Ana. I'm Brazilian, from Brazil, Maceió, Alagoas. And it's a state on the northwest. It's a region that is really deep in my heart because it's a region that's considered with people less intelligent than others around of my country, but I don't believe it. I believe that my region has a lot of opportunities that people can see. And I have a lot of experience in STEAM subjects and competitions. Like I participated in a lot of robots competitions like First Leg League and First Tech Challenge. I traveled to US and Uruguay participating in these competitions. And then my team and I developed some amazing innovations to actually change the scenario of my country. And my favorite one is the sustainable radar. It's an innovation to increase meat production in rural areas. And I do this because my family, the majority of my family is from rural areas. They plant and they raise animals, livestock. And that's amazing because I could actually use my skills and technology and engineering, mechanical engineering, to change something in my own community. And I think that's the power of engineering because we can actually construct something material, something you can touch that can change the scenario of your own community. I love a movie about an African child that he developed a machine to actually get energy to his community, and this was amazing because he did it with only things you can touch. It's not something about money. He actually got some materials from his community and he constructed something amazing. So that's why I love mechanical engineering.
Thank you so much, Hannah, and I am honored to have you on this live conversation. Thank you for honoring the invitation. I love the fact where you talked about using technology to solve issues social issues, community issues, leveraging on the power of technology and innovation to achieve sustainability, to take social entrepreneurship to rural areas, because I also come from a rural area and this is something we have in common, and it's so refreshing, and inspiring to see young people venturing into these spaces. Think, what can I give? What can I do to make a community a better place, to make my country more gender, to have more gender representation and all that. And I love it. So we will start this conversation by asking you, what was your very first tech experience? Like, what was the first time that you just like, oh my God, I'm in tech, I'm doing something around robotics and engineering? What was that very first moment for you? Please share it.
It was amazing because actually in my city, in my state, we don't have many opportunities, but there was one opportunity that I thought was amazing. It was a robotics competition that I've always wanted to participate. And actually, I love that many of my friends that is here, and not many of them speak in English, so they're here just doing and watching. So thank you, everybody. Obrigada, pessoal.
Yeah, you can actually speak a little bit of Portuguese just to communicate with them as well. Please, the floor is yours.
So there was this competition, and I really wanted to participate in this. I really wanted to do this, and I did there was a selection of members, and I was participating in this, but I never got in. It was like I got really angry because I've always tried and studied hard, and I actually never got in on this competition, and I was but my mother always says a phrase that I can translate to, if it's luck or not luck, only the time will tell. That is something that actually got to me, because the fact that I didn't get in this competition allowed me to get in other competition that actually changed me. It was the first Lego League. It's a competition that has robotics, but at the same time, they have core values, and this core value is like a big part of the competition. We have to actually all the time communicate with others, be happy with others, try to make everybody engaged in what we're doing, and do like social work. And that's something amazing. And this other competition that I've always tried to participate didn't have it. So it was, at some point, it was luck of mine for not getting in this first opportunity. And with this competition, I could actually travel to the US and the Uruguay and meet a lot of people around the world that are trying to use engineering and robotics to change their communities. And that's something amazing, because not many teams in my state, they believe that they can do this, because it's not something easy to keep on doing. And at the same time, when I saw that a lot of people around the world were having this opportunity, and even more opportunity than we have in Brazil, because actually this competition was something like that only 7 people in my school could participate in after they got in the selection. So it was something that not many people could do it. So that's why right now I'm trying to create some kind of organization, those social organization, or even business organization, to try to get public schools, the people who actually don't have these opportunities, to actually interact with robotics. Because I think robotics is not something just for people who like mechanics or who like programming. It's something who actually someone who actually want to have skills to change their communities in some way. Because today it's very difficult to do it in other ways, like with social progress. It's very difficult to do it right in this way. However, if you can like initiate a research project, or even a mechanical project or a robotics project, you can actually change something and have a lot of, in Brazil we have a lot of competitions, research competitions, and if you subscribe your project in one of those competitions, you can actually get a lot of marketing, and we can actually get a lot of people who can help you in this process. So I think that robotics and even STEAM is the best way for you to get real change in our country currently.
Yeah, thank you so much. I love you basically summarized everything we were supposed to do today. We were supposed to talk about finding your feet. Finding your footing in technology, because one of the things that is significant about our generation is that we will be doing jobs that never existed. Now people are talking about robotics, people are talking about the fourth industrial revolution. Some 30, 40 years ago, none of these things existed. So it's like we are the pioneering generation of a new era. And with that, should I say title, comes responsibility because we'll be venturing into new spaces that are technologically driven, that are tech wise, that are not the traditional job spaces as we have it. And there is going to be a lot of learning to go on, a lot of paying it forward, a lot of mentorship because not everybody have access to this information. So thank you so much for sharing your very first tech robotics experience, especially where you said when you first tried, you didn't get into the program. So you had to try again and try again. And I think that's one of the major things we have to understand. It's not going to be, some people are so lucky to get it once, but some have to put in the work over and over and over again, and it can be frustrating. Yeah, and this is where the part of consistency and perseverance comes in. So my second question, Anna, is in your journey, did you have people who served as mentors, who put you through, who kept you on your toes to ensure that you're continuously learning? If there are, how did these people actually help your journey as a young person who is in the technological space?
Oh, that actually I had a lot of people because in my country, in my school, actually, we don't have like people who are there just for you to learn to learn research, for instance. But we have a lot of teachers who actually are passionate about it. And I have a teacher. She is a teacher about geography. It's like a subject that has nothing to do with robotics and nothing to do with technology. But she actually is a person who loves to innovate and who loves to change her community in some way. So she actually is the person who, when I didn't get in the competition, like when I was 12 years old, I was trying to get on the selections and I didn't get it, the story I told before, she actually was the person who actually helped me to create my first project. And this was amazing because at the point, I didn't have any hope to do something because the only way I knew how to do something was to go to the selection of members and then try to get in. And if I didn't, what else can I do? Like, I can do nothing. It was my mindset at the time. However, she helped me to understand that if I don't have opportunity, I must create one. Because that's the thing that happens every day in our countries. Like, if you don't have a competition to go, if you don't have anything to do, or if you don't have like anywhere or anyone to help you, create something for yourself. Because that's the only way for you to actually do it if you don't get things right. And that's actually something I'm struggling with right now because I applied to universities in the US and I didn't receive any feedback yet, any results, but I don't think I'm gonna get in many universities or even the university actually wanted to get. And that's okay because right now I'm thinking about taking a gap year because a lot of opportunities in my city open right now, and I think I can actually change something in my city.
Yeah.
And if I go to university right now, I think I'm gonna lose this opportunity because it was opportunity that come to me because of the Global Student Prize. So there is a lot of marketing. Thank you so much. And if I go right now, I'm gonna spend 4 years in college, and when I come back, I may not have the same influence I have right now. So if I go to university now, I may be not using this opportunity, and I don't want to do that because I believe there are a lot of students in here that are so good and they have so much, I don't know, so much passion. Actually, in my school we have a project that we get some public school students in the city, and we taught them robotics. And there was a small boy, like I think he was 12 years old or even 10 years old. He was really young. And when he actually started using the robotics tools and everything, he was so happy because he had this opportunity. He was like, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love you, everybody. And this was something that really got to me because that's actually the thing I could do, not only to him, but to hundreds and thousands of students in my city. And Yeah,
Yeah,
that's actually
that's
a
true.
choice I have to do right now, because if I go to university, I may be choosing something just for me, but if I stay, I may be choosing something that is for a lot of more people. And I know that if I go and I spend 4 years and then I come back, I may not have the same opportunities, and I may not have the same ways to change them. So it's like
Platform.
I'm having right now,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of choices in this.
I love when you said something about teachers. Teachers are very important. Teachers are like the best because they have so much to contribute to the lives of the students. So, and I understand the part where you're saying you would like to take a gap year. I remember when I finished secondary school, well, okay, we call high school secondary school here. So I didn't go to university for like 2 years. So you get, yeah, for like two
Let's
years.
go.
So while I was home, it wasn't actually my
Yeah.
choice, but it's a lot deal. It deals a lot around finances because I was trying to study law, and law is expensive. We have two courses that are just throaty expensive, law and medicine, and I wanted to study law, and it was expensive, so I had to stay home for 2 years. But in those 2 years, I was teaching. I was volunteering teaching in this school in my community, and it really, really, should I say, improved my skills around human relations, communication with children. I was teaching a class of, the age range was 10 to 12. And it was amazing. Like, I really got to see a lot from this kid's perspective. And I totally relate. Like you said, we have to learn to create our own opportunities. I have this saying that, if you don't get invited to the table, pull a chair or create your own table. Yeah, create your own table and invite people to it. And I believe if you're consistent with what you do, the influence will come over time and you will be able to reach as far as much as people you intend to impact originally. And I think that is just a wonderful like disposition towards something. I mean, an average person will be sad at, oh my God, because I remember, like, I helped in editing some of your essays, and it was really sad that you didn't get in. But I believe there's always a reason for something. And I love that you're seeing it from the positive angle, using this year to impact your community, pay it forward, to give back. That is amazing. In fact, here there's one of these projects that I'm running, and we have girls, we teach, digital skills too, Python language, JavaScript, some graphics design, all these skills that are useful, that are important. We're even trying to know to push out to get sources and resources for coding clubs. It's big, it's amazing. That's why we're having this conversation. And to think I don't actually have a tech background, like I said, I'm studying law. But every day we learn, every day we open our mind to new opportunities. And this is one of the defining factors for our generation, which is amazing. We are always on the move, innovating, brainstorming, collaborating just for the greater good. And I love it. And I love that this is one of the things both of us are doing right now. Sharing out knowledge, putting it out there. We don't know who's going to be, empowered by this. So my next question is, what are the resources you used for learning? Maybe a website, maybe an app, maybe, any resources both online and offline that you personally used and you feel really, really helped you in your journey to tech, because we have people watching, and it would be nice if they can also access these resources to help them on their journey as well. So if you could list them and explain some of them, not too much of no technology grammar, but it would be really, really
Yeah,
wonderful. So,
actually, I love this question, because in Brazil we don't have many resources, and I know that you can do a lot with less. So I love this question. But before it, I would like to congratulate you for taking 2 years of gap year, because that is amazing. Because it actually takes courage. Because in my country, for instance, if you don't go to university the year after you get out of high school, you're like a loser. And I'm this.
I know. Yeah.
Environment.
I was ashamed of going to my secondary
Yeah,
school.
I don't know if I'm gonna get to university. And actually, I chose to not take the test of my country, because to get to university in my country, I had to take a test, and it's only one test, and about a lot of projects.
Same here.
Yeah, it's 17. So I not to take this test. And my father was really angry that I chose not to do it. And I said to him, don't worry, I'm going to get to university in the US. And right now, I don't know if I'm going to get. So I'm scared. But at this time, it's okay, because it doesn't mean you're a loser. It doesn't mean you cannot do a lot of things. Because I know a lot of students that are at university right now, but they are so concentrated in doing like tests and doing the things that they have to do for the university to get good grades, that they are not thinking about changing their community and doing something for others that's actually the thing that actually change the world. And that's why I'm so sad about the undergraduate environment in my country. That's why I don't want to do undergraduate majors in here, because they get the student to concentrate so much and take a good grade that they don't do anything else. And that's not what I want to do. I want to actually get a good grade, maybe, or not. That's okay as well. But at the same time, I want to be doing something that is actually changing someone or something in somewhere in the world. And I think that's really bold that you took 2 years of gap year. I hope I'm bold to take a year, and I hope I have this type of courage. And for the history,
you can do it, obviously.
and for the research materials, I think app that I like very much is Khan Academy. Actually, I'm gonna put on the commentary. Can
Thank you. Yeah.
It's free and is created for someone from Harvard University. Actually, there's a really, really strong app because you can learn anything about math, and it's not the usual way that you learn. Actually, they explain how things work and why things work. And like the classes are not like 30 minutes. They are like 3 minutes or 2 minutes or 5 minutes. They're really short classes that tell you a lot of things, because sometimes you don't want to actually spend 30 minutes. You want to do, I don't know, 3 minutes, and then you do something else, and then you do 3 minutes of classes, and that's okay. That's actually normal. So you can choose to do that with this app. And this app actually has a lot of classes about electronics. And these classes are actually pretty interesting for you to learn how to do the things you want to do in technology. And about the resource to actually do it, I really love a hardware called Arduino. I don't know if you actually saw it. It's actually very famous because it's used around the world. And that's something that I think is the cheapest resource that you can get about electronics, because they really try to be cheap, and they actually have a type of they let anyone copy this type of resource. Like anyone who wants, if you have like the material or have a company, you can copy it and sell for yourself, so it can be cheaper around the world. You don't need to buy it from the United States places.
Wow.
If you have a company, they can do it for free, so you don't have to pay taxes to actually create something like this. So they really want this to be cheap, and that's it actually. And you can do anything with it, because something that I'm really sad in my country is that we use like some schools they use like very they use something that costs too much, and it's called My Storm Lego.
Yeah.
That's not accessible to our schools. They're not accessible to our universities even. And sometimes the public schools see the schools using this, and they just give up because they don't have the resource to pay for this, because they don't know about this resource. So they're so cheap because anyone can copy it, anyone can sell it, anyone can do anything. And that's the type of startup that I'm creating right now. Because since they don't know about this, it's very difficult to find someone who can tell children with this type of resource. So I'm trying to get a startup that actually have a year of organization of classes that some teachers can teach, and we're gonna upload videos in this platform. And these videos is gonna be like we're gonna get a lot of people to record us, a lot of people who can actually transform this into something really engaging, so we can make the children like engaged with the product, engaged with the technology and engineering and electronics and everything. Because that's the main issue. Because in my country, technology has a brand of something that only smart people do, or something that's really, really difficult, but it's not. Like I got a book right now about Arduino. Unfortunately, it's in English, and in my country people don't actually speak English that often. But this book is like something really easy for you to learn, because they have a lot of drawings and have a lot of something engaging figures, and I really love this type of software, this type of methodology, because that's how you can connect with children. And if you make children passionate about, I don't know, this type of technology, they can go anywhere alone. Because if they go to class and they see this resource and they are passionate about this resource, when they come to their home, they're gonna search about it. They're gonna, I don't know, see videos about it, and that's our goal. Like after we get this software, we're gonna make it accessible to our students, that the schools have this contact with us, and our students can come back to their home and they can see all these videos and can actually, we're trying to make that the Arduino go with the students to their home, so they can actually use it in their home, because I think that's the best way to do it. But we don't know about the resources, because we have to buy it, and if we have to buy like to every student, it's gonna be a lot of money. But if you buy like 30 to a school, and like one class use it at a time, it's gonna be cheaper for schools.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is accessible and engaging to the students, but at the same time the cheapest possible. So it's gonna be a journey, but I love it. I love this journey of education, because I think
I I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. So, for everybody viewing, if you want to find resources on how to get into technology, learn digital skills, you can check Khan Academy. I'm still also, testifying the Khan Academy is amazing. Also, you can follow IMB Akpan, Blessing Akpan, and she's one of the top 50 Global Student Prize finalists. She's here in Nigeria, and she's really, really doing amazingly well in the space of education and technology, bridging that gap, connecting students, especially in rural areas, to digital skills. And I think it's innovative, it is futuristic, and it is amazing. So we are almost getting to the end of this Instagram live, and thank you so much everybody for joining. Hannah, I love your passion. I know that you have the energy, the drive to go for whatever it is you want to do, especially this new project you're embarking on, and I know you will do amazingly well in it. I have no doubt. I love that you are also taking this opportunity, the gap year, as a chance to do something in your community, something worthwhile. It only takes an amazing leader to have that kind of thought pattern, to not just sit and pity themselves, go, oh my God, I didn't get into university, all my friends are going to university. It can be it can be saddening, because I've been there. But then I love how you are, the energy you're putting into, I can use this year for something worthwhile. And I love this idea you're sharing about how you want to get tech skills to kids in your community, in your areas, and it is brilliant. It is wonderful. Thank you so much for everything you're doing. And I confidently know that the word is safe in the hands of our generation, because we are the generation that is actually going to change the world for the better. So as we close this live, I just want to ask you like a closing remark. What would you like to say to a person who wants to get into tech, but they don't know how to go about it, and they feel, like you said, it's marketed for, when people are talking about tech skills, they make it look like it's only the really, really, really smart people that can get into technology, and I don't believe that. So what would you like to say to that person, maybe a young person like yourself, a teenager, a young adult who wants to, who is fascinated by the idea of technology, or they don't know how to go about it? What would you say to him or her on moving forward?
Oh, I think that we just have to keep going, because actually I got a lot of opportunities to learn other things in my life. And the fact that I gave up sometimes, that's okay if you give up, because that's normal. There's something emotional that you can feel about something, but don't do it, because I know for experience that giving up is not the best way to do it. So if you keep going, you can actually learn, because if that's something that someone learned, so you can do, because that's normal. If someone did it, you can do as well. There's not something for just smart people, or just I don't know, people who are genius. And other thing, you can always put your personal thing on the technology, because I know a lot of things who actually create, I know, theatrical things with technology, or create like really artistic things. And if you have like a unique ability, a unique skill, you can actually connect with technology and actually do it. And if you want to actually start, I think for me, I think the cheapest way is to buy an Arduino to actually start doing electronics, because it's everywhere in the world and everyone can sell it. So I think it's the cheapest way. You can buy for China, that is actually pretty cheaper. And yeah, so, and if even if you cannot buy one of these, try to watch videos on YouTube, because they have a lot of resources about these things, and they have a lot of softwares that you can actually try to do electronics without having the material in itself. You can do it in the software. I don't know many of these, but I know there are, and just keep going, because I know you can get there. I'm so proud
Yeah,
of every little students that I find today, because there are people who are trying, and most of the time there are people who do not have resources, but they are trying anyway, and that's amazing, because there are people who don't have how, but they're creating how, and I think it's very beautiful. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. People who don't have the how, but they create the how, and that is just the the sum. Like, don't just keep at it, keep going. If you want something so bad, be ready to make the sacrifices, be ready to learn, and over like consistency over time shows that when the result comes, you've made the sacrifice, you've put in the work. So thank you everybody for joining us. I'm seeing some of the other finalists of the Global Student Prize. Thank you, Blessing. I see Blessing Akwan. I see Lila Thomas. Thank you, Lila. We love you. Bye, everybody.
Program that I really love, because she's actually using the Arduino. She's using the Arduino in her community too. That's amazing.
Oh, that's amazing. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, or evening, and bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.